The Hyundai Accent is Hyundai's smallest and cheapest offering in their lineup, as being in the subcompact category. This segment has been becoming more and more popular due to compact cars being more expensive nowadays, and some being the size of what a mid-sized sedan used to be just a decade ago. Fortunately, Hyundai's Accent has plenty to like of it. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Hyundai Accent GS. Now, as far as styling goes on the vehicle, you have the fluidic sculpture design that Hyundai introduced just a few years ago. Overall, I think it's a fairly good looking vehicle here, and it's certainly one of the best looking subcompacts you can buy. Now, here goes the key fob for the vehicle. Can't say the same about the key fob. Looks like it came straight out of the early 2000s or late 90s. You do have your lock, unlock, and then your basic key right here. Now, also new for the 2015 model year is that the Accent does get refreshed. You do have a newly styled grille, and then headlights and also taillights as well. You also do have some changes to standard and optional equipment, and last year's SE hatchback has been renamed the Sport. Now, our model is also the hatchback version, and there is a sedan variant available too, and essentially it is the GS model, which is the base trim of the Accent. You won't find many bells and whistles on this vehicle here. Now, it is this pretty good looking Pacific blue exterior color. It does have a little personality to it with this nice exterior color. You also do have a black cloth interior, manual driver seat adjustments. Now, when you step on inside of the Accent here, you're greeted with a slightly stylish cabin design. It is getting a little dated, I have to say, a little stale. I think the Chevrolet Sonic as well as the Honda Fit beat it in terms of its design. Now, push-button ignition isn't available on the Accent. However, it is available on some of its competitors like the Honda Fit as well as the Ford Fiesta. And what you just heard there was a 1.6 liter inline 4-cylinder engine. Now, coming to your transmission, you have the optional 6-speed automatic transmission. You do have manual shiftability too. Now, one gripe I do have with the Accent is that there actually is no rear view camera available. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Blind spot mirror. You also do have 14-inch wheel covers. Halogen headlights. The design of it, especially on the front end, certainly reminds me of the Kia Rio. Now, under the hood here, you will actually find one of the strongest powertrains in the class, and you will find out that you won't give up too much fuel economy compared to some of its competitors. It's a 1.6 liter inline 4-cylinder producing 137 horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 123 pound-feet of torque at 4,850 RPM. And your base transmission is going to be a 6-speed manual, while the 6-speed automatic, like I said, is optional. It also runs on regular unleaded fuel, and it is front-wheel drive. Overall, this powertrain provides very good acceleration, and it is gas direct injection too. Now, competitors for the Accent, like I said, are the vehicles in the subcompact category, This includes the likes of the Honda Fit, Nissan Versa, Chevrolet Sonic, Ford Fiesta, Toyota Yaris, and the Mazda 2. Trims for the Accent start at the GS model, which starts at $14,995, and then you have the Sport, which starts at $16,495, and this is for the hatchback variant only. Coming to the rear, it is pretty stylish. You have a rear window wiper with a rear window defroster, rear reflectors too. Total vehicle price for this particular one is $17,220. Like I said, EPA estimates are 26 in the city and 37 on the highway. All of your power necessities, power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. And let's go ahead and rev it up and see how this bad boy sounds. Very nice. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of the Accent here, you really can't expect the materials to be all that great. You can't really expect there to be soft touch padding everywhere. But if you're looking for a vehicle in the subcompact category that has the best materials and the best build quality and not hard, scratchy plastics, I suggest checking out the Honda Fit or the Ford Fiesta. They certainly have the best build quality and materials, but it's not too bad for the class. It's pretty average, the Accent here. You have a nice soft touch cloth wrapped mid door panel. Armrest, however, is a hard touch plastic. Upper door panel, all hard touch. Dashboard, of course, is all hard touch. And then you do get a armrest right here, which is wrapped in cloth, but it's not that bad. Build quality is actually pretty good inside of this vehicle. You won't find that many panel gaps inside of here, and it's much better than the Toyota Yaris and the Nissan Versa in terms of build quality. Now, coming to the climate controls, these knobs really do feel clunky at times, yet then again, most vehicles in this class do. Now, you do have your temperatures right here. Pretty easy to figure out, self-explanatory, your fan speeds, and then your different zones. Then you have your recycling right here. Coming down here, you have a USB port and an auxiliary input and a 12-volt power outlet and decent amount of storage. You also have storage right here, then your e-brake, 2 cup holders, and another cup holder for the rear. Manually dimming rear view mirror, interior illumination lighting, sunglass container, now coming to the steering wheel design, I think this is a fairly good looking steering wheel, but there's not too much going on here. Basically you just have your cruise control buttons, no steering wheel mounted audio controls, since we do have a base trim of the hatchback variant. Now you do have a tilting steering wheel, but it does not telescope. Coming over here, you have your active eco button, your traction control off button, and then your instrumentation brightness. And then you also do have your intermittent windshield wipers, and then your rear window wiper too. Now, as far as visibility goes in the Accent, in this hatchback version, it's okay. You have a decent amount of side glass area. Outward visibility is okay. Rearward visibility, however, is a little poor, I have to say, and a rear view camera would certainly help on this vehicle. However, you can't even option for it. Now, coming to your head unit, you have a little basic radio system, AM, FM, CD player, your presets right here, satellite radio as well, and your different media includes your USB and your auxiliary input. But you don't have Bluetooth on this vehicle, but it is an option. And then you have your menu right there, and then your tune knob, and then your volume knob too. Overall, very basic, easy to use. Most people will know how to use it straight off the bat. Now, it's all fine and dandy that you do have this basic radio system here. However, there's no option for a touchscreen radio, and most of its competitors do have the option for a navigation system or a full-on multimedia interface. Now, coming to the gauges, they do look fairly upscale looking. You do have your RPM gauge and then your speedometer right there. That center screen basically shows you what gear you're in, your coolant temperature, your fuel gauge, and your trip odometer, and the exterior temperature readout. Now, driving the Hyundai Accent, it's certainly one of the best vehicles in the subcompact class if you're looking for a decent balance between ride comfort and handling. The ride is pretty comfortable overall and is very well suited for daily commutes. Power from the 1.6 liter engine, like I said, is very strong and one of the strongest actually in the class. Handling is also pretty good for a subcompact and is one of the better choices when you're looking for an enjoyable vehicle to drive. And it offers a little bit of feedback to the driver. However, the Ford Fiesta is a little bit more sportier to drive. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now, since we do have the hatchback variant, we do get a little bit more versatility here. The rear seats do fold down to maximize cargo space, and there's a decent amount of cargo capacity even when the rear seats aren't folded down. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. You still get a decent wrapped cloth mid-door panel. Now, sitting back here, it is fairly small. If you're looking for the best vehicle in terms of rear seat legroom, or even legroom in general, the Nissan Versa is a much better choice. Now, you do have a single map pocket back here. Then your cup holder right there too. Headroom isn't all that great, and the roof kind of slopes down a little bit once it gets to the rear. So with its stylish exterior design, its decent ride and handling, as well as its strong and fuel-efficient powertrain, the 2015 Hyundai Accent is a solid choice for a subcompact vehicle. Just don't expect it to offer many frills or much technology. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.